Hey guys, it's me quickly the day before Thanksgiving. I know I figure let's get this quick update for you guys before we get a full house. The last count was 14 people, so we'll see how that plays out this weekend. A bunch of kids and very few adults, so there's going to be a lot of divide and conquer. But anyway, 60%, seriously, man, 60%. Let me get a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it short. Last night, I think I was like 6 or 8 minutes long on this update, but I know that we're getting to December, and besides the holidays, December is the month that you and your spouse or your partner start thinking about what changes, if anything, you guys need to do in your health insurance. Now, check it out. Yesterday, I talked to you guys about that study that was published on the American Economic Journal about health clubs and membership and how much money people are spending and average per visit and all that. Today, I'm going to share with you based from the chief or editor in chief from Kaiser Health News. Okay, her name is Dr. Rosenthal, and her research led to the finding that in today's advertising companies and mostly more than anything pharmaceutical companies, the advertising are make or compromise of 60% of their revenue in advertising now today is coming from pharmaceutical companies. So therefore 60% of all the money, of all the ads, all the marketing stuff that you see on TV, on podcasts, on YouTube, on Google is medicine, is drugs, is chemicals. All right. And I know we're pushing more towards a more eco-friendly and green living and all that jazz. But you and I are just a sliver of that people that are aware. So we need to kind of gather together, be like a little mighty perfume, small and powerful, and get the message to people about the importance of not only lifestyle but also control and progressive behavioral changes, meaning better lifestyle. Okay, so follow with me real quick. So we know that the latest things are like your GMO diet, your ketogenic diet, your keto diet, and of course, if you haven't checked out the last little documentary, What the Health, is talking about a plant-based diet that we need to be eating based on our digestive system and our whole natural species as humans, right? So those are the big three things that you're going to be looking at in the newsstands coming up with the best workouts of the year, the best apps. Well, these are going to be the diets coming around. Okay. Hi there, how you guys doing? I would love to get your comments on this, especially you because you're a pro on this. You know who I'm talking about. But we're talking about the health insurances and the cost and what's doing to our bottom line. So, besides New Zealand, the U.S. is one of the countries that is, developed countries that actually does not have a cap on health insurances. So therefore, insurances can just call the shot and just call the price on whatever, and kind of regulations or the law call that we need to abide by it and spend the money on it. So that actually is making us, according to Dr. Rosenthal, 20% of our budget, of our take home every 2 weeks or every month or every year is on health insurance, and that's excluding medication. So again, if advertising pharmaceutical companies are 60% of the market for advertising today in TV and podcasts and everything, just imagine 20% of your take home money you're spending on health insurance. Okay, now here's the trick of the finding. Even though that we are moving along with technology, we are progressing in research and all that, there hasn't really been any change that we're living any longer. Okay, or that we are getting ahead of the game of all this disease, and they're comparing it to countries that are not as well developed as we are. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're comparing it to the car industry. We're getting cars that are faster, more techy, more fancy or whatever, and the price is up, while your Toyota Camry or your Honda Civic depreciates in value, right? So you would expect, well, if we're not moving any closer to finding the cure to cancer, or moving along with MS or any of the Alzheimer, any of those neurological problems that we're dealing, shouldn't we see like a little slowdown on the cost of health insurance, healthcare? Okay, so that's one thing that she kind of brought up from her research. And this is a lady that she's the editor chief from Kaiser Health. Okay, so it's pretty interesting finding from her research. The other thing was that there's an increase in medication, in meds, as time have gone on. So the same medicine, and she was using cancer medication, the same medication that was 5 years ago, let's say $5, today medicine hasn't changed the effects or how it changes your body. 5 years ago it might have cost you $5. Today it might be costing you $75. There's no change. They haven't improved it. They haven't, come up with the 2.0 version. So why are we not putting a cap on these suckers of health insurances? And you'll see in the next few days, I'm just gonna go head to head with the big monsters. And I'm talking the big monsters, the 5 big health insurance carriers. Okay. And what happens is that there was a lot of mergers and acquisition from all the little mini companies before, probably like 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And now there's a bunch of mergers to the point that there's only 5 of them. 5 health insurance, pretty much control, or like I put here, monopolize our healthcare system, which is very, very scary. So on that same token, the problem deeper than that is that there's really no standard for billing. You probably know, especially if you're in the health field or even in the corporate world, that there's new codes for different diagnoses. There, if you go to the masseuse, if you go to the acupuncture, chiropractor, whatever, even nutritionist, they have a new code, ICD-10, right? Well, there's no standards. So therefore, the doctors want to get paid, the radiologists want to get paid, the therapists want to get paid, but there's no standard as far as the billing. Okay? So what that means to translate to your language is they can say, a shoulder treatment for massage, right, can be $60 over on Farmington Road. The same shoulder treatment, the same person might have a second location, they can charge you $120 on the other side, just because there's no standard with the billing. Okay, so not only we're out of control putting 20% of our take-home paycheck into health insurances, excluding medication, but then when we go to the provider, to the person that actually give us the service, they have nobody, no watchman, no security person telling them this is the standard that you should need to charge for elbow pain, for knee pain, for back pain, for radiography, whatever. There's no standard in the billing, and that is crazy insane, especially with POTUS that we have in the freaking 4-year-old right now. So and again, if you missed the beginning, the reason I'm bringing this up is not only because all the research that has been going on in the last couple of years with the American health insurance crisis that is getting even worse, but also because in the next couple of weeks, you guys got to figure out your next health insurance plan. December 15, I believe that's the date. So this is stuff that is going to be useful and hopefully trigger you guys to take action to better your lifestyle. Because here's the cool world that we're living in now. Now, even in Canada, when you go to Toronto, my friends in Canada telling me now you go what we call MS, back then was multiple sclerosis. Now they call it metabolic syndrome. And metabolic syndrome, believe it or not, is things that are in the same melting pot of high blood pressure, diabetes, you name it, all the basic things that you can handle your business by improving your lifestyle. Now they're gonna have a billing code, metabolic syndrome, and again, there's no standards for the billing part of it. So today can be ICD-10 829. Next month might be ICD-10 948. There's no billing standard. So the few things that you can control that are outside the government is your health, your mind, right, and your spirit, right? So if you take care of that, this whole crap, you can not only save money, but you can save headaches and pass it on to your kids. Because again, money makers, advertising companies, marketing companies, especially this weekend with the Black Friday all the way through Cyber Monday, they're going to be pushing a lot of, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, all those people that are, just giving you the quick fix and they patch it and move on without considering you as the person. How can you improve your lifestyle as it is so you don't become a metabolic syndrome patient, right? So look out this week, especially for the gym boxes that are going to give you, 30 days free trial for $5 or sign up for the next 2 weeks for $10. Look out for those deals, especially from pre-packaged companies that sell you, straight up Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers without considering you, the person, in the mix. Okay? Let me see. I think I got everything that I wanted to cover before Thanksgiving. I'm going to be talking also a little bit this weekend about what you need to do to save a little bit of money on that and actually pass it on, if you're going to transfer some money to something that's going to actually give you double, triple, tenfold return. Okay? And I'm not talking preventative stuff. It's actually actionable, do stuff that you got to get your shit together and do it. Because if you know me by now, actions speak louder than words. All right? So it's very important for you guys to kind of figure this out. You got until December 15 to figure it out what you're going to do with your health insurance plan. Again, there's 5 mother foes that are running the health insurance scheme, pretty much. That's what it feels like. Anyway, comment below any question that you want me to kind of detail specific with you. But tomorrow we have a crazy full house, like 14 people. But hopefully Friday and through the weekend, I'm going to dissect a little bit on the action steps that you can do to help each other out, to help your bottom line. Stop giving the money to these billionaires and put some money in your pocket. Okay? Because watch yesterday's video. I'll tell you on that video how much money you were spending on that. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're up and early enough to watch the Thanksgiving parade. I'm going to try to get up and get some moving done for sure, because I'm going down that pie, baby. All right, guys. See you guys this weekend, not tomorrow.